Hey everybody, it's your Uncle Bear. So I was thinking back years ago. I had an old cab over Freightliner. Anyway, I was rolling up Highway 59 out of Houston, and this four wheeler had been just hanging out beside me for God knows how long. You know, it was four lane divided even back then, and that portion anyway. Anyways. There was a tree branch laying in the middle of my lane. I got this four-wheeler just hanging out beside me. Couldn't do anything to avoid it, so I ran over the branch, and son of a gun, that branch, the four-wheeler then sped up, and was pointing back, and I had fuel pouring out of my truck. So I pulled over on the shoulder of the road, and I went back there, and I shut off the crossover line, but I still had it hit right at where the fitting went onto the bottom of my fuel tank. So I had rags, and I was laying under there trying to stuff rags into the hole to get it to stop pouring out of there. Lady trooper came walking. As I'm doing that, I see this shiny pair of shoes come walking up there, and it was a lady trooper. And she asked me, and again, this was back when everybody smoked, she said, "Hey driver, you want a cigarette?" I said, only if you come down here and join me, officer." Anyway, I got it plugged up, and I told her, I said, "If you would," I said, "is there a shop around here?" And she said, "Yeah, a couple miles up the road there was a place." So I said, "If you would, will you please make sure that nobody comes up right behind me?" I said, it's still going to be leaking a little bit of fuel. I said, but I need, I don't want anybody getting it all over their vehicle. So she did that. She was really nice about it. They had the volunteer fire. She had called the volunteer fire department and had them come out and hose off the road for me. And yeah. Anyway, I got up there, got fixed up, and headed down the road. But boy, I tell you what, the stupidest shit, and it wasn't. I mean, hell, it was maybe an inch in diameter. This branch. So let that be a lesson to you new drivers. It doesn't matter how big the debris is, avoid it at all costs every time. I came across the bridge into Dubuque, Iowa one time, and it was a two-lane bridge, so there was nowhere I could go, and son of a gun, there was a lumber strap laying in the lane on the bridge, and damn if the hook on that lumber strap didn't hit my tire just perfect, blast my drive tire going across that thing. Again, yeah, avoid that debris at all costs everywhere. We'll talk to you later, drivers. Be safe.